She's an award-winning CMO with over 20 years of experience in the beauty industry. Now, Roseann Fernandez is one of the brilliant minds behind the up-and-coming natural skincare brand Tru Alchemy, leading the way as their Vice President of Brand Marketing and Creative. Tru Alchemy is made with high-quality and naturally sourced ingredients, encouraging customers to take note of what they're really putting on their skin. We're chatting with Roseann about clean beauty and why we should all be living more consciously. This is Advocate Now. Well, Roseann, you're the vice president of the skincare brand Tru Alchemy. And I love that the tagline of the brand is where skincare meets self-care, because your products are made with intentional ingredients. It's a clean, conscious line. And although those might sound like current buzzwords, why are those terms so important to look for, particularly when it comes to a skincare line?
Yeah, with Tru Alchemy, when we developed the brand, we actually developed it during the pandemic. And when people really started becoming hyper conscious of their wellness and the routines and realizing everything that we put on our bodies gets absorbed into our systems, we really want to be conscious of the ingredients we use in our formulas and purposely try to find truly effective ingredients that can actually impact your skin, but in the most healthy and safe way possible.
And I do think that overall consumers are becoming increasingly conscious and discerning when it comes to what they put on and in their bodies. And you say at Tru Alchemy that you believe in absolute truth, which I love, and that every facet of your business is conducted with the utmost integrity. Do you think that we're at a point where more and more companies are going to be held accountable when it comes to the ingredients they use and their business practices as a whole?
100%. I do agree. With the internet, with social media, I think now more than ever, and I've been in the beauty business now for over 30 years. So I've been in the days where I worked at L'Oreal and really no one really cared about ingredients or safety or transparency and, business practices. And so with this new reawakening of consumers really being proactive and ingredient sleuths and looking for business practices and calling out brands and businesses if they aren't following best practices, I would say is definitely not a trend. It's going to get even more transparent. And there's also a lot of apps also that can help you find out which ingredients are safe for you and related to health conditions as well. So it's an exciting time for customers, I would say, consumers. For brands and businesses, it's a time to wake up and realize that you can't keep putting in a sprinkling of ingredients. I call it fairy dusting of ingredients that they call out that it's in their formulas. But then when you look at the ingredient listing, it's like one of the last two ingredients in there. So consumers are becoming more educated and it's a time to wake up.
And I want to talk about some of those toxic ingredients and how important it is for products to be free of, sulfates, silicones, parabens, GMOs. We hear a lot about those, but for those who don't know, what are some of those toxic ingredients? And since they're so toxic, why do you think that they've been permitted to be used in products for so long?
Well, unfortunately, the US government, FDA, really hasn't set and hasn't really updated our, I would say, ingredient listings and as well as what's safe as far as safety for ingredients in the beauty industry and personal care industry. Just recently, it's called the MOCRA Act, and they're going to start actually enforcing how ingredients are listed, which is a step in the right direction. But to be honest, there really hasn't been much legislation in our country in regards to safety of products and ingredients. If you go to other countries, the UK, they're very strict in regards to some of the bad ingredients. We call them the toxic 20. And just, one, for example, is phthalates. And there is lots of studies now done in regards to that one ingredient and actually the absorption rate in your body that can impact your endocrine system. There are some ingredients also, I don't want to start like fear mongering, but there are a lot of terrible ingredients. I do have a girlfriend who's in beauty law, and there are a lot of lawsuits, particularly for dry shampoos. And they have a lot of carcinogenic ingredients in there that if you're continuous, if you dry shampoo every day and you keep, smelling and ingesting, inhaling those ingredients, and those toxic chemicals that in fact can impact your immune system, your endocrine system, and some people have actually have gotten fibroids and cancer from it. So it's due to our government not really making a bigger stand on it. And in fact, I was part of a lobbyist group that was trying to push for clean beauty standards in our country. When I worked at a company called Noah's Naturals, and we were partnering with Burt's Bees and going to our Congress and actually asking them, please, let's create a standard for beauty and personal care products so we can have better products for our country and for the people who use them. Because if you think about it, how many beauty products you use a day, like I'm sure, Sonia, you're beautiful. And I could see you have some makeup on just like I do. So think of like all the products you put on your body, your face, your skincare, and then the makeup on top of it, and then the styling products on your hair. And so it really adds up.
And I can't even begin to tell you how many products I use on a daily basis. So it's so important for us to be informed and aware of what we're using for exactly the reasons that you just mentioned. And also when it comes to brand strategy, because I know that's your expertise and marketing and even the use of social media. Do you think that brands owe it to consumers to shift the way they advertise and to adopt more truthful and authentic marketing strategies?
100%. I would say even the social media platforms are actually demanding it. So no more are the days of before and afters. That was definitely a strategy that I've used many years. And I've actually done true clinical before and afters, had these products clinically tested and had candidates actually showing before and afters from 30, 60, 90 days. Now the advertising world is actually coming down on that because there's been so many fakers out there that have lied to consumers, and consumers have believed in these products. And then sadly, they understand once they start using it, oh, it was just a photo touched picture and retouched picture, and no, this product isn't performing. So it is becoming super important. And again, I think doing clinicals is becoming a standard now in the beauty industry, and consumer perception studies as well. And that's just kind of becoming table stakes. So if you're a new brand out there trying to really set yourself apart from the competition, retailers are also kind of expecting it as well to have clinicals. And so they're understanding that having those true clinical studies, consumer perception reports really can show the efficacy of your product. And you're just not putting a whole bunch of marketing magic out there to fake the consumer out.
And you say that the ultimate goal of Tru Alchemy is to transform the skincare industry. How close do you think we are to truly changing it?
I think we have a ways to go, but it's heading in the right direction. Like I mentioned before, I've been in this industry for 30 years, and where we're going as an industry is I've seen so much improvements. I've met so many founders who truly care about the products they're putting out there, the community they're building, and consumers that are truly happy. And I think it starts with your customer journey and how you touch that consumer from the instant they're shopping online or in their in-store to how they're interacting with the product, and then how they really become advocates. So yeah, I think it's an exciting time for the industry. And as people become more hyper aware of products, that really pushes businesses and brands to innovate, to think differently about a customer's experience in products. But overall, hopefully we'll improve the ingredients that we're using in our products and become more conscious of it.
Definitely. Roseann, thank you for everything that you're doing, and also for sharing such important information with us today.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
I'm Sonia Baghdadi. Thanks for watching and advocating. For more stories and content like this, visit advocate.com and advocatechannel.com.